7:04. Let's call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Watson?
Here.
Lynch?
Here.
Euring?
Yes.
And I am also present.
Okay, we have the minutes before you from the last meeting, and you had them ahead of time. Any time to make corrections or comment on that? Are there any other comments, corrections, additions to the minutes? Nope. If there are no comments, corrections, additions, I would make a motion to approve the the April 14th minutes as presented.
Second.
Euring?
Any discussion? No discussion. Roll call.
Euring?
Yes.
Watson?
Yes.
Lynch?
Yes.
Okay, next item on the agenda, bills and financials, investment options. You have before you the financial reports and the items on the payment listing. Do we have any comments on that?
Just one question about the Chronicle Telegram. I know that's a legal thing that we have to post that, but $419.66, is there a way we could post that online, or that's just
Well,
like...
I don't know about public hearings, but that is massive. Chronicles, it was a massive ad.
Okay.
Is this going to be the one for the JED public hearing?
I believe that is,
If it is, that is one that, when the legislature made the changes, that's the one that they did not give us an exception to, that we could use the social media website and our home township website. So we're
Got to do it.
have to do it.
Okay. That was all I had.
I just wanted to mention also that I know if there was a question on the Township Association fees of $60 because I paid them last meeting for our membership for the year, I picked up associate members, not township employee, for Kevin, Linda, so I owed them $60 more. So, sorry.
We forgive you.
Thank you.
All right.
And that's the payments. Our year-to-date revenue is $766,945.99. And our year-to-date expenditures are $361,748.35. Thank you, Kevin.
I want to make a motion to approve the financial reports and the payments, the items on the payment listing as specified in the documents provided by the fiscal officer.
Second.
Lynch?
Yes.
Watson? I'm sorry, Euring?
Yes.
Watson?
Yes.
Okay, next item on the agenda, review of the credit card transactions. You should have in your packet the list of credit card transactions.
I make a motion to accept the credit card account transaction detail has been reviewed per policy, and the card statement is accepted as presented, subject to investigation. There's only a few charges here, and every one of them had the receipts provided.
I will second that.
Lynch?
Yes.
Euring?
Yes.
Watson?
Yes.
Next item on the agenda.
I just
Any
wanna
other
say-
items from the financial officer?
I have nothing.
Nothing.
No,
Let's
but
get
Chris,
this
I do
done.
appreciate that you provide these. You recall, and you reduce the number of financial reports that are provided quarterly to everybody,
First meeting.
or the first meeting, but as we explained before, when you want to reduce some of that, this was a recommendation through an audit multiple years back, but I very much appreciate what you do in putting these out.
Thank you.
Chris, and also at this time, I would like to thank you for your work, keeping the keeping the books straight. A lot of times, or most of the time, I don't think you get the kudos that you need, but there's many nightmare scenarios that could go on. But we don't have that because we have you. You keep the books straight, and you, in a way, you keep us straight, so that we don't have the problems that some places have had.
Thank you.
But really, that's appreciative, and we thank you and your time and effort. And you put in some long days, working a day job, and then coming in and doing the fiscal officer duties. So it is appreciated. I want you to know that.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, you do a wonderful job, Chris.
All right. Welcome. At this time, we move to welcome anyone in the audience, any concerns that they would like to bring forth to the trustees. We have some people from, I believe it's Loomis Cable, and we also have a representative from Carolyn White, who's running for county commissioner. And we do offer people who are running for office the opportunity to speak at a meeting. And I would have heard that opportunity. Before I go any further, is there anybody else that has anything to bring before the board from the audience? Any beside the cable and for Carolyn White? No one else out there? Okay, at this time, what I would request is Lataska is your name. If you would like to say something, please step up to the podium and just briefly, you can explain Carolyn White if you would like to.
Okay. Thank you, and good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Lataska Price, and I'm on the committee to elect Carolyn White, the next Lorain County Commissioner. I'll just read a little bit about her. She has a Bachelor's of Business Administration, majoring in labor relations and management. Her focus on the county commissioner, what she says, I will focus on creating strong economic opportunities, securing good paying jobs, and addressing productive relationships and needs across rural, urban, suburban communities. Her approach is rooted in collaboration, fiscal responsibility, and long-term planning that benefits the entire county. She is dedicated to reviewing budgets to ensure that all communities receive the adequate funding they require to thrive and grow. In her call to action, she says she does not believe in waiting for change. She wants to be an active part of it. That is why she is running for Lorain County Commissioner to help with our diverse communities. She invites everyone to join her on this journey, and she'd be honored to receive your vote in the primary on May 5th. So thank you. Together, we can make progress. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time also. Thank you for speaking. Anything else to come? Loomis Cable, please step forward.
Thank you very much. My name is George Kemp. I'm with Lumos Fiber here tonight. First, apologize that we weren't actually starting construction last summer like we'd anticipated. I know that I was able to come and meet with some of your folks about a year ago to be able to share with you that we have the desire to build out the county of Lorain with high-speed fiber internet for everyone. And we ran into some snags trying to get started, and we just got started last week. But I did hear that we have some residents who have actually noticed the holes being dug in their yards. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that everybody does totally understand. Most communities have never seen a build out like this in their lifetime, because you've never seen a gas line or a water line or electric line that's gone underground that has taken up the entire county or the entire township. Usually there's small little lines that are put in. Some of the lines are put aerial if it's electric or if it's a cable TV or something like that. We're going underground, and it's going to every home. And so it's something that most people haven't seen before. And to be able to get it underground, we got to do some digging. It's impossible to put it there without doing digging. And so your residents are going to see some holes in their yard. But I'm here tonight to let you know, if you've ever seen any other fiber company come through and do underground construction, they leave the area usually not the way that it should be left. And it's hard for you guys to find somebody to complain to because there's nobody around with a phone number or an email address or website to be able to contact to say, hey, you didn't restore these things the way you should have. We need you to come back and do that. Usually that's impossible, and I want to let you guys know that Lumos Fiber is not that type of fiber provider. We first and foremost understand, if we do not take care of your residents, we're not going to have customers. So we've got to take care of them. But we do understand too, construction, we've got to get it into the ground. But what we've got to do is make sure that once we get it into the ground, that we then take care of it and restore the ground, making sure that it's taken care of at least to the level that it was before we actually even got there. So one of the things I want to do is to emphasize for everyone is that we've got levels of communication. What should be happening, now we just got started, and usually it's the very first start of the area. This timeline doesn't happen because we didn't know we were going to be able to get started this quickly just recently. We thought it was going to be last summer, but this quickly just recently. So usually what happens is 90 days before we actually hit a neighborhood, you should actually get a letter, 8.5 by 11 in the mail. The envelope will actually say construction notice on it, because we're trying to find a way that you won't just throw it in the trash, but you'll possibly open it up, seeing how it says construction notice on it. It will tell you all the information of what to expect. The information that's actually on this card that I'm going to give all of you guys as well, it's the contact information for our call center. Yes, it's here in the United States. It's an 800 number. You can actually call it. You can email. You can actually go to our website, multiple ways to be able to ask questions and to be able to actually share a complaint too, that if you feel like that your yard has not been restored properly or there's another problem, you let these guys know. I've got my cards here tonight as well, but I tell folks, usually people will come up to me at a situation like this and they'll say, hey, you know, I have this issue or I have that issue. Well, by the time everybody gets done talking to me, I will have forgotten who you were and what you said. So I always say, you can tell me what you want, but this information right here, please contact this call center, because this call center, they are required to open up a ticket, and that ticket is not allowed to be closed until the homeowner is satisfied that everything is taken care of. So that's your best way. And I'll tell you that the manager over this call center, I refer to her as like a pit bull. She gets onto something and she will not let it go. So if our guys aren't taking care of it, she's out there on top of them saying, hey, that homeowner deserves for these things to be reconciled. You need to take care of it and make sure it gets resolved. So this information is on that letter that goes out 90 days beforehand. In addition to that, then 2 weeks before construction starts, there's supposed to be yard darts. So I'll actually go in the yard. Little tiny sticks that we stick in the ground, and it's got a card about that size on it. It has this same information on it that actually says who we are, contact information, things like that. I do understand, guys, you may not have seen that in the first initial couple of neighborhoods just because of them getting going, but hopefully some form of our information is out there so you guys can contact us. And then the week before they actually show up, there's supposed to be door hangers that go on the doors with this same exact information. So multiple times we're trying to contact the homeowner. And you'll see this throughout your township as we get going, and we can actually get this out 90 days in advance and get things going. In addition to that, we can also offer to the township, if you guys have a website, we can actually give you information that will be like the top questions people ask. It will have this information on there to be able to know who to contact, all of that. We can give you all of those tips if you want to put it on there. None of it will be sales information because we know that you guys don't want to be promoting one provider over another. But you may want to have an opportunity for your folks to be able to ask questions and to be able to reach out and to be able to see what maybe the information is on your website for the top 10 questions that are asked, and they can find out for themselves or contact this location. So there's those pieces of ways to be able to communicate. Plus also what we've got is a daily street sheet. I don't believe anybody with the township's actually on this daily street sheet distribution list yet. And so I would love to know if you guys can share with me who all you would like, or if you just want one person, and that one person distributes it to whoever you want. But we can actually give to you all a daily street sheet that comes out that tells you every single crew, what street they're on, who the person is, their contact information. That way, if you get a telephone call that the township does, and you say, hey, what's going on out here? You can take a look at that sheet and say, it's Lumos Fiber. I see it right here on this sheet. And you've got a telephone number you could actually contact directly if you want the person in the field, or you can contact the call center and ask about what's going on. And we also have some construction managers and directors too who are local. Those are other things that set us apart from everybody else. Is that all the other ones, you only see the prime contractor who comes through, does their disaster, takes off, because they don't give a flip about what's going on, because they're on to their next project. we're here long-term, so we get it. That's why we've got a project director who is local to Ohio. We've got a project construction manager who's here. We have got two engineers that will actually be out in the field inspecting and monitoring what's going on with our crews. So we've got all of that coverage that is there. But I want to share with you guys, we have multiple ways that we want to be able to communicate. You guys let us know what you would like. There are some of them that are mandatory to us, the letter, the yard dart, the door hanger. Those things are going to happen no matter what, along with A-frame sandwich boards that should be out in there. And the vehicles and equipment should be labeled with at least a magnet on it saying, T-fiber built for Lumos or just Lumos fiber, one of those names or both those names on that to be able to let you know who it is that's actually out there doing the work. But also, if people complain to you, just emphasize, yes, you're seeing holes, but they've promised it's going to get restored. And if you don't see that it is, there's a way to be able to get your name into a ticket to make sure it gets completed. So share with you guys like a fire hydrant, I understand, because I don't want to take up all your time tonight, but any questions that I can answer for you guys tonight? Ma'am?
I have a question. How are you going to overcome what Brightspeed has been doing to this county in destroying people's yards? They tried to come down my street and put a cable.
Yes.
Right.
Tried to put a cable through the electricals to my in-ground pool. How are you going to overcome that?
No.
Because, and I'm telling you, I have trustees in all these townships complaining about Brightspeed. So already you're behind the eight ball really badly. Because they said, oh no, we'll clean it all up, we'll make sure we take care of it. To my knowledge, they took care of nothing.
Yeah. And I almost guarantee you, you probably were not speaking to a Brightspeed person, you were talking to a prime contractor.
We got to Brightspeed.
Oh, did you?
Because I was filing
Wow.
a temporary restraining order.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you guys were able to get a hold of
Oh, no,
Brightspeed.
I wasn't playing with them.
Oh, that's good. But us, we run into that all the time. If we are not into a county first, we're always seeing that. And Brightspeed is not the only one. We've got other ones who come in and they totally destroy the reputation of a good fiber build. And so we're the ones, we get it, that we have got to make you guys happy at the end of the day. And so I'm sharing with you guys, it's easy for you to get a hold of us. You won't have to do a lot of search to find out who it is. And so I promise you, yeah, we've got to overcome it. Your homeowners are not going to be happy if they've heard about what Brightspeed or someone else did, but we're not Brightspeed, and we want to prove it to you. Will we have a couple of crews that we're going to have to end up firing? Probably, because we're continuing to hire more crews, but we will take care of it. Because I'll tell you, if a crew comes through and we have to get rid of them or they're no longer here and you've got a problem that needs to be taken care of, Lumos will take care of it. We promise you, it's not up to whether or not a crew is going to take care of it for you. Yes, we're going to make them if they're around still, but if they don't and they're gone, we're going to take care of it for you because we want to make sure everybody's happy at the end of the day.
We need to stay on task here. I have some questions. One is, are there plans to cut the road? Do you have any plans to cut roads or anything along those lines?
Okay, so
Everything going to be bores, or is there going to be a road cut?
yeah, it's going to be core drills down in the road. So the only time we have to do this is if there's a utility in your roadway. If we're going to cross over the road and there's a utility underneath the road, by law, 811 says that we must actually see that utility and we must protect it when we actually pass over it. So if you've got like a water line or sewer line running underneath your roadway and we're going to cross over it, we're going to have to core drill down and we're going to have to be able to find it. Now, if you've got a newly paved area, we actually have some communities that actually say, hey, we don't want you touching that because we just paved it. And so there are other opportunities as well, as long as the township agrees to it. There's devices like a GPR unit, ground penetrating radar, that you can bring out. They can actually take a look at it. They can say, hey, look at this screen right here. It shows that it's 4 feet deep. It's right here. We're going to go this depth. Are you okay with us not core drilling, but we're going to go to a certain depth and we'll protect it that way? And for those situations, that's how we actually handle those.
What about driveways? Are you going to cut driveways or are you going to bore those?
If there's a utility going up the driveway, same thing there. We always have to make sure that if there's a utility that we're going to cross, we must actually daylight it, get down to it somehow. We need to be able to see it, and then we need to be able to protect it as we cross over it.
because I think there's other questions here, but they're more general questions, not specifically tied to you or the project now, but there are general things. I believe we are within our rights to require a bond. At this time, I won't waive that, but I won't address that at this time. We've got other items we need to get to on the agenda. But to let you know that we could require a bond. Cutting the road, things like that. I'm a little bit concerned when corporations and utilities show up and just start doing things in the road right away without formally notifying us and telling us what they're going to do. We're responsible for the roads, and we put money into the roads. We try to keep them up, and if somebody cuts across a road that was recently paved, that we recently put taxpayers' money into, so that we could keep the road up, and somebody comes in and just cuts it without our knowledge, without our permission, then yes, I would have a problem with that. But as far as knowing what's going on, I think that the township, one, needs to know what's going on, and two, is within its rights to require some kind of bonding. But like I said, that's a question. It's a little more bigger than just now. It's bigger than, not more bigger, but it's bigger than just now. But for the sake of the conversation, just to say, I reserve the rights, the township reserves the right to request a bond if needed. And that's all I have right now. Do you have anything to add, Neil or Jeremy, at this time?
Well, just that, George Kemp, you were here May of 2025 before, and you made all the same promises then. So I guess we'll just see what you actually do. In addition to the comments that have already been made, our residents are going to have their yards torn up again. They're being torn up again by Brightspeed. Now, you're going to come along and tear them up more. I think David's right. The bond is almost going to have to be required because Brightspeed has not been showing that they're actually reactive or doing any corrective action. It's hard to get a hold of people there. And, you heard the mention about electric lines to the poles. We've got the same thing with people, just their local drainage lines that are on there. Now you've got Brightspeed there, you've got the cable lines there. And they're not all easily marked. I don't care if you call 811 or not, they're going to mark the major utilities, but you're not going to get everything. So we'll just have to wait and see if you actually meet what you said you did. The complaints we've had from the residents today is they get no notification, they show up from work and their yard's dug up. Have no idea who did it, why they did it. So they find a neighbor that might have contacted the crew that came along, most of which don't speak English. Okay, we'll see how you perform.
Okay. Well, I thank you for the cards, for the contacts. If you have questions, get in touch with you and to let us know, and hopefully via the media here, let the community know what's going on so that they can they can be aware of it. Hopefully, if they've got questions, contact you. I think, too, as was mentioned before, some people have specific items, such as a drain pipe, and if you're trenching and you're going to cut across that drain pipe, then that drain pipe is going to have to be repaired, replaced, etc. So that's something to be aware of. But, well, I appreciate you coming to the meeting or explaining yourself to the community. And the good thing is, if we get competition on internet, you get a lower rate for internet, hopefully. That would be the upside. But moving on, anything else? Jeremy, do you have anything to add? Neil, do you have anything more to add right now? Okay.
Sounds good. And I'll just leave each one of you guys one of these call cards. I'll send them.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, one moment here. We have scheduled at 7:30 a public hearing on the JED. One other item. I see two people before we start the JED hearing, I see two people in the back who came in. Do you have something to bring before the board at a later time here?
No.
With the JED? Okay, good, because we're in the audience portion of the meeting, and that's fine. Before we went to that, I wanted to make sure. All right, well, I thank you for coming. I thank you guys for coming, Loomis. It is now 7:30. At this time, we will recess the regular meeting and go into the public hearing on the proposal for a land addition to,
Yeah, David, I have a...
you have a formal title for it?
Yes. If I can just read through this to bring it forward. This public hearing involves a proposed amendment to the Amherst Township, City of Amherst Joint Economic Development District, commonly referred to the JED or JED contract. The amendment pertains to the following: the addition of 53.67 acres to the Amherst Township, City of Amherst Joint Economic Development District, which is the JED territory. It's shown in color up here in yellow and blue on the display. The acreage is in the commercial area of the Sandstone Plan Development District on the east side of Levitt Road, just south of the Ohio Turnpike. Pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 505.07, Amherst Consolidated Properties LLC, Consolidated Investors Group LLC, Consolidated Investors Group 2 LLC, collectively the developer, and the trustees entered into a settlement agreement of case number 20 CV 200199 per Township Resolution number 2621, enacted on February 23, 2021. The settlement agreement allowed the Sandstone Development Plan Development District to move forward. As part of the settlement agreement, the developer consented to the township's authority to enter into a JED agreement with a suitable municipality of its choosing, and the developer would cooperate with the township's efforts therefore. The settlement agreement was modified effective June 10, 2025, to authorize the construction and use of a rehabilitation and skilled nursing facility by Foundations Health Solutions, to be named Sandstone Crossings Health and Rehabilitation, which will be a new 97-bed skilled nursing and rehabilitation center. That was Township Resolution number 6425. On August 29, 2025, Foundation Health Solutions of North Olmsted completed the purchase of an approximate 11.68 acres of the proposed 53.67 acre JED addition, permanent parcel number 05-00-047-000-084. And Georgianne, can you run the cursor over the section that is going to be Foundation Health Solutions, 11.6 acres, and you can see the boundary lines there in black. There's also under contract for McDonald's to locate in the yellow portion. Can you show that that's going to be that smaller parcel that she's circling right now? They did have a service station at one time in here, but that has now, contract has been done away with. The 53.67 acres under construction for the addition to this JED contract consists of 8 parcel numbers listed in the following table. And we're not going to bring that table up because you can see everything highlighted in color up here. The following documents were filed and made available for public inspection in the Office of the Treasurer of the City of Amherst and the Office of the Fiscal Officer of the Township, pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 715.72L. A was a copy of the JED contract, which levies an income tax within the district. B, a description of the area to be added to the JED territory. C, a map of the area to be added to the JED territory in sufficient detail to denote the specific boundaries of the area and any zoning restrictions that might be applicable to the area. Zoning of the additional JED area will comply with the Amherst Township Zoning Resolution, Article 1200, Plan Development District, and the Lorain County Common Pleas Court Settlement Agreement for case number 20 CV 200199 as amended. The township circulated petitions to the record owners of real property located within the proposed addition to the district, and no owners of business are currently operating within the proposed addition to the district in the same manner that's required in Division J of Revised Code Section 715.72. The petitions required under Division L3 of the Revised Code Section 715.72 have been signed by the record owners of real property located within the area added to the district. The City of Amherst will hold or has held a public hearing on the JED contract amendment. This public hearing shall provide an opportunity for any interested person to be heard per Ohio Revised Code Section 715.72H. After the public hearing, the contracting parties to a JED may vote to approve an amendment to the district. And I do want to make one comment here, David. There was, in that table, it shows that all of the properties were owned by Amherst Consolidated Properties. There's actually that 084 transferred to Foundations Health Solutions, and you have in your packet, they were notified of all this information being available and request that they also sign the petition, but for that particular parcel number only. I haven't heard back from Foundation Health, specifically Rob Peterson, who's their main contact that we work with on the signature, but we can certainly contact him after this. He's aware that we were holding a public hearing this evening. But we fully expect this because they agreed during the meetings we had for the amendment to the settlement agreement so that a nursing and rehabilitation home could be constructed here, which currently is not a permitted use in Planned Development District. And he also signed that, was aware of this during the disclosures on the purchase of the property. So that's something we'll take care of later.
Where's your packet there? You got a packet? I don't have a packet.
I got your other two resolutions for the BZA's.
You don't have a copy at all?
I've read it on the email.
Well,
I do have a packet.
I may not have gotten those passed out. As a matter of fact, I did.
Well, that accounts for a lot.
This goes to Chris. It's got her name on it. This
There's
one's
your
got
name
your
on it.
name
Must be
on
That
it.
must be mine.
These, I think, are the people that aren't here. Yep. Okay, David, it's all yours.
Right.
Any public comment?
We have the proposal, we have the 8 parcels which are proposed to be added to the Joint Economic Development District with the City of Amherst. You say we have the request from the property owner to add this.
The petition's already been signed for 7 of the 8 parcels, and we'll get the signature for the remaining one later. I fully expect that. That's not going to hold us up from passing a resolution, because if we do this, we can always notify them afterward, but they've already been notified. But if we pass the resolution, just to follow the statute, we still have to send another follow-up that we did pass this resolution if they haven't signed the petition.
The resolution contains the 8 parcels, so we have definition of the area and whatnot. The item in front of us is to add those aforementioned parcels to the Joint Economic Development District. You've explained it, you explained the district and what's being done. My comments would be looking in favor of it. There's going to be commercial activity there. Right now, there would be no income tax generated. By joining a JED, there would be income tax revenue generated from that property, and we would split that with the City of Amherst. So it would be a win-win for both of us, and it would be an additional revenue stream for the township. That's in favor of it. anyone else at this time wishing to speak in favor of it, or
Phil Hunt, 2420.
please step up to the podium.
Phil Hahn, my wife Debbie at 2420 Merriman Drive over in the Sandstone. So when I saw this was posted on your website, it's pretty generic here. It said in the announcement that we'd see a copy of the amendment. Is that available for us to look at in this posting for the public hearing?
You can actually, Bill, I can give you one of the copies here, but it's basically this area that's highlighted up here. So you can see where you're on Merriman.
Correct.
If you follow over going to the east, because north is at the top here, you see where Merriman is. It
So
might be
I guess my biggest concern is, you mentioned a couple of businesses, McDonald's, senior center.
Foundation
or
Health
something.
Solutions. It's
So
a-
where's the McDonald's going
Hey,
to?
Georgianne, can you point out the McDonald's there? See that small parcel she's circling right now?
Yep, okay. Right
So
there.
that would be the McDonald's, and then show the parcel that is Foundation Health Solutions for the nursing home and rehab center. And you might have noticed, Phil, you would have seen construction equipment out there today. They
Today,
actually
I saw
started
that.
moving
I
soil.
wasn't sure what it was for, but I guess already without just the traffic that we get now from Ryan Homes, Sandstone, and Redwood Apartments, this is already can be congested. The roundabout is a little different than I'm used to. The roundabout has, you can't continue through as you're coming from here around. They make you stop here. So you've got this traffic here, but if a McDonald's is in here, that's going to bring a lot of traffic. Is that going to be allowed to exit onto the parkway?
Yeah, the way it was, we don't know yet till we see who gets that parcel immediately to the south. Originally, when that was discussed, there would be an exit, both the Sandstone Parkway, where you could go north and south. So the exit would go to the east, head north and south, and that's done through a site plan review with the Amherst Township Zoning Commission. Whereas the parcel immediately to the south of there had another exit that went straight south, but it would be a right turn only. You know, because obviously, as you pointed out, that roundabout, as you come around, I mean, you're aware of it. You go
It's
around
pretty
and
tight.
then you
It's
head
a
to the
single
west.
lane. Everything's single lane through there. McDonald's at busy times can be terrible wherever they're
It
located.
can be busy. There's supposed to be, and in the end, a traffic light there on State Route 58. I know in discussions with the county engineer, actually the assistant engineer, Bob Kleiber, we wanted to have that traffic light put up as the development was going through. ODOT wasn't agreeable to that. They didn't want an operating traffic light until the traffic intensity justified it. Our position was, let's put it up now as it's being constructed, and if we have to bag it so that it's non-operational, we'll do that. Or, you know, they didn't want a blinking light, well, we'll put a bag over it. But
Well, it's
again, they
dan- it's
control
dangerous right
State
now
Route
at night.
58.
There's no lighting when you come down into here to make a turn in, coming south onto 58 to make a turn in here. It is very dangerous. You can't
There's got-
even see the entranceway.
Yeah, there's going to be lighting that would be added, a light actually at the intersection, so just for the Sandstone development to the east, and then you'll have the traffic light itself, which is going to clearly delineate where that entryway is. But you're right, you come at night, there's very little there, but again, that was beyond our control because ODOT controls State Route 58 there, and we pleaded our case. We can't force them to do it.
I guess they just take a few accidents and that'll make somebody get aware of it. Well, that's my only concern is this is can be a pinch point already and there's not fully developed. I mean, Sandstone still has 200 more homes to put in. Ryan's still building. Okay, that was my comments for the board.
Okay, well, thanks for coming, Phil.
Thank you. We're here the second and fourth Tuesdays, so feel free to come down other times. Here you go. Okay, anyone else to make comments for the Jet Edition? Okay. anyone to make comments against the JED amendment? The JED amendment. No other comments from the public? Any comments from the board? Jeremy, do you have any comments one way or the other? Neil, do you have any further comments?
Other than I believe the city of Amherst is going to have their meeting on Wednesday, the 30th. David, I did speak with Mayor Costello, and he's indicated they will probably do their resolution at their next council meeting after that. I had sent him a copy, and it's actually not this final resolution. I made some edits, but I did give him a copy of the resolution and also the introductory information we had here. It will obviously be a bit different, but it'll be similar. And I don't hear that there's any strong objections, but again, it's up to council what they decide to do.
Okay, anything further to come forward regarding the JED addition? If there is nothing, I will close the public hearing. At 7:45. Motion has been made and closed.
Okay, I'm ready.
And next item, do you have a resolution on this?
I do.
Neil, I believe you did. I've got two prepared resolutions for zoning issues. Oh, here it is. It's part of the public hearing.
Yeah, and the only thing, Chris, I didn't get yours marked up yet. I'll mark it up with the correct address for Foundations Health Solutions at that parcel that ends in 084.
Okay. Where are we at here?
Yeah, I'm not going to read all the whereases, David, but I'll go ahead and make the motion that the Amherst Township, City of Amherst, Joint Economic Development District shall be amended to add the approximate 53.67 acres composed of the 8 permanent parcel numbers listed in the attached petition to the JED. The amendment adding the area to the JED shall become effective on the earliest date allowable by revised code section 715.72, and the JED amendment will not be submitted to the electors of the township for approval. Section 3, the city or the township shall provide the documentation specified in Division O of revised code 715.72 to the Director of Development if determined by Lorraine County Prosecutor to be a requirement for the JED amendment. She's not aware of that yet. The rest is just boilerplate, so that'll be my motion.
Second.
And just for additional discussion, since we do have Assistant Prosecutor Tamas here this evening, the only reason I put that in there, Barbara, is that the statute talks about sending your original JED contract. It doesn't say anything about, an amendment or the addition of area, so I wasn't sure if we need to send it or not send it. Suppose we could send it to them, but, whether they need it or not, I don't know what they do with it. It's the Department of Development. The Director of the Department of Development, so yeah.
Okay, listen, I have been working in another county agency which shall put my name. And they deal with the same sorts of issues. The gentleman that I was working with today indicated that for the past 5 years, he has been submitting documents to the DOD as required by law, and you can see when they open them. They have to open even the ones that they try to. That's what's for the
Yeah, well, we'll look at it. It's in 715.72O is an octopus. And I suppose people can read it both ways, but it's actually talking about the contract and somewhat silent as far as an amendment.
Okay. Motion has been made and seconded. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Roll call.
Lynch,
Yes.
Gehrig,
Yes.
Watson.
Yes.
4926.
Right. Time I have, we have an executive session scheduled. One item, I would jump ahead in on the agenda. Neil has provided us with two resolutions prepared under zoning for the Zoning Board of Appeals. We had a vacancy with one of the alternates. The first item would, resolution would move alternate Nancy Rist from second alternate to first alternate.
Yeah, and this is because of the resignation of Melissa Gilker. Melissa still serves on our Sandstone Joint Ambulance District Board, but her full-time job was taken too much of her time to serve on the BZA.
All right. Well, what I would do is I would make this motion to move Nancy Rist from second to first alternate on the Zoning Board of Appeals.
And second.
Catch up with you. This should be resolution 410, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion? No discussion. Roll call.
Lynch.
Yes.
Gehrig,
Yes.
Watson.
Yes.
This is Uric Lynch.
Pardon?
It should be Uric Lynch.
You are correct. Gehrig, Lynch.
Yes, yes. Watson. All right. Second item. Mr. Lynch had a conversation with Mr. Rick Romeo, and he indicated that he'd be interested in serving as an alternate on the Zoning Board of Appeals to hear appeals and conditional use requests in zoning. So, at this time, we consider appointing Rick Romeo as second alternate to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Hold on. Lynch, and this will be Watson seconded. Catch up here. And we are looking at resolution 411. Okay, motion been made and seconded. Any discussion, further discussion? Mr. Watson? Mr. Lynch?
Yeah, David, you've got an email there that Rick had sent in, and I'm really going to let Rick speak on as far as his interest and some of his credentials, possibly for Phil. And was your wife Barbara, did you say, or Deborah? Deborah. Just so you're aware, I caution you coming to our meetings. Rick did, representing some people down in Four Seasons. And after hearing Rick speak, actually, I think my wife approached him. She was down in the development to get some additional information as far as new people moving in, what their addresses were so they could receive the newsletter. And she approached Rick. She was impressed when he came up here, let him know about this opening and if he'd be interested. So, Rick, I'm going to let you're going to have to come to the podium so that's captured on the video and explain some of your background.
Thank you to the Board of Trustees. Yes, my name is Rick Romeo. I have been here in the Sandstone Estates for a year. We moved in 1 year ago, last April, the end of April. And I'm very interested, because this is all new. You know, it's all new. It's new to us, it's new to the community, and as such, we have a keen interest in what's going on. We have lots of folks back there from different parts of the country, and we're all together as one nucleus group, mainly Mile Away and Merriment. And as such, we just want to better understand where the community is going. So tonight I learned a couple things. I didn't know that there was a 99-bed rehabilitation nursing home assisted living center going in. I heard rumors of McDonald's, but I didn't know that that was, approved moving forward. So in my life, I have actually built 5 houses from the ground up. Only one was in a development. The other 4 were just pieces of land that my wife and I purchased, and we built a house. So I'm very familiar with attending meetings, getting to the Board of Appeals and zoning ordinances and all of that. So I have some experience there. But by trade, I'm a sales guy. I've been selling computer software and services for the last 30 years. And the thing you got to realize in sales is that it's all negotiation. So when we're going to take on these cases in here, I have a lot of experience with negotiations and being able to come to an agreement with companies. The companies I deal with are the Fortune 1000s, the Goodyear, Eli Lilly, you name it. I've probably sold to them in the last 30 years. So it's up my street as far as being able to speak and to come to some agreement without carrying on for a very long time. So I know I'm alternate 2, and that won't be for some time before I get there. But I'm, as I said when I was in here at the last meeting, everybody on Mile Away, we pretty much know already, and we're all a community, and a bunch of us go to dinner every other week, and so it's good that I'll get some information firsthand. I can pass it on and bring their concerns into the meetings as well. So any questions you have for me, I am absolutely ready to answer them.
David?
I have no further questions. My comment was, I warned you not to come to meetings, because if you come
Yeah,
to too many
I know.
meetings, you're going to wind up on a board. But you kept coming, and
Well,
here you are. You're on a board
The truth
now.
be known, Georgianne, she came to my house, and we were in the garage doing something, and she said, are you Richard and Michelle Romeo? And we said yes. And so she was talking about this, and who speaks up? My wife. She says, Rick's done a lot of public speaking, and, he's done negotiations. He'd be pretty good on that board. Thank you, Michelle. No, I'm happy to be here, and I will do everything I can to fulfill the role.
And you'll be a good add. What's happened is, I indicated we had a board member that had to resign because of, too much on her plate. Even though our average has been 6 meetings on the Board of Zoning Appeals, and having constructed the homes, you've indicated you've been through that process yourself.
Amen.
In other areas to get a variance. But we also want to get some more diversity in terms of location of where people reside in our township. Of the members that we had when we had the full 7 with 2 alternates. I don't want you to think an alternate's a lesser than. We expect the alternates to attend every meeting.
Sure.
The alternates usually participate in all the deliberations, and many times they have to step up anyway because the night a meeting gets scheduled, a regular member can't attend, so the alternates move up, or they've got a conflict that they can't participate. So you'll definitely be participating, giving input. But the concern was before, of the 7 individuals we had, 5 of them were all within one development, pretty much within a block of each other. And, that's not really good. We do have one that lives in a much older development on K Drive, being Randy Herring. You'll meet Randy. And then we got Bruce Hills, who lives way out on the west side of the township, in a more rural area on Rice Road. But beyond that, all are in Hidden Valley. So you coming on with this new development, particularly with the 55 and older group, that you're in there right now, that's just going to give another voice with another perspective as you're analyzing these different cases, which are going to be use variances or area variances predominantly. In my time as a trustee, I've never seen someone outright appeal a decision of the zoning inspector. They scream a lot on social media and make all sorts of accusations, but they don't come up here in public, when they disagree with his decisions. And it's kind of comical, some of the accusations that they've made. But we really do appreciate you coming on.
Sure.
I don't know, Jeremy, if you have any comments for Rick?
Yeah, no, I've gotten to know Rick, and I think he's going to be a great asset, so welcome aboard. We're lucky to have you.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you for
Appreciate it.
serving, Rick. Okay, did we do roll call on this?
I don't think we did.
No, I haven't
Not yet?
checked it off.
Okay, well, let's then do roll call.
Lynch?
Yes.
Watson?
Yes.
Urick?
Yes.
And then Rick, Georgianne will get with you as far as getting you a zoning book and all the information, go through some instructions on information, and Chris will be getting with you because, and I know you're still working part-time, but you're officially going to be treated as an employee of the township. So, the typical things you have to do in employment, Chris will take care of. And you can make arrangements with Chris at your convenience.
I'll give you my card. You can just send me an email and I'll shoot you what I need.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I wanted to get that off the agenda before we go into executive session. One other item before we go into executive session, and I'll give you a copy of this. This is a copy of the annexation withdrawal. One item under correspondence to bring forward at this time. I will return to that after executive session, but right now, from John D. Clark, to the County Commissioners, dear Ms. Upton, on behalf of the petitioner Lulo LLC, and due to a discrepancy in the legal description submitted with the petition filed on April 6, 2026, I must withdraw the petition. Please advise when I may pick up the material submitted with the petition. However, as I will be refiling the petition, please retain the deposit that accompanied the initial filing. Thank you, and please do not hesitate to contact me with any questions that you have. Very truly yours, John D. Clark. Okay, that was the withdrawal again, second withdrawal for the proposed annexation of Lulo at, in the vicinity of Fowl, Bechtel, and Albright Roads. All right. At this time, I would propose that we go into executive session, and this would be in accordance to Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G3, G8, and do we know as far, let me see here,
E3 is to hold conference with an attorney for the
for
public body
personnel,
concerning
personnel.
disputes involving the public body.
personnel.
What are you calling personnel for?
Well, for this.
So you're adding another one.
Yeah, just that. Where's personnel? Which one's personnel? Directly related to the statements. Or we just defer that till the 12th?
Just talk about it.
We'll just keep confidential for negotiating pursuant to them in this subdivisions. And I have to tell you what, we've got a lot on our plate tonight. We still got to do it. We'll handle this on the 12th. We'll move this over to the 12th. We'll move it on because this is something that takes some time. All right. So G3 and G8, that's what I'm making a motion to. Move into, let me rephrase that. I make a motion that we move into executive session per Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G3 and G8.
And G3 is specifically in regards to annexation, and G8, which just might be some cursory discussion on the TIF that the county has presented to trustees.
Yes. Okay, that's my motion.
Second.
Urick,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Lynch.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go into executive session. If, it could be a while. If you guys want to go ahead, leave, otherwise. All right, make a motion to return from executive session.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Roll call?
Urick,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Lynch.
Yes.
Okay. Moving back to the agenda. I read about the Lulu annexation withdrawal letter. I have listed under announcements the extension for the website ADA compliance. There's been an extension to make the website ADA compliant to April 26th of 2028. There's an item, special rescue response mutual aid contract invoice from Michelle Rowe, dated 4/24. I believe there was an item in there, a $500 fine, or what they considered a fine on that.
We're waiting to hear back.
We're waiting to hear back. We appealed that.
That, and also we should get the credit.
Yeah, get a credit or with a creditor. An issue there, but it would amount to an extra $500, but we should get the credit on that. Joint ambulance district board meeting is coming up on Thursday, April 30th at 11 a.m. Amherst Fire Station. Special Planning Commission meeting Thursday, April 30th at 3:50 p.m. Commissioners Meeting Room B, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, Lurie, Ohio, regarding subdivision regulations update. That's all I have under announcements. Does anyone have anything else to bring forward under correspondence and announcements?
Covered every one I sent in.
Anything else? For the sake of the hour, looking at departments and reports, do you have anything to report, Mr. Schmarch?
No, all road, cemetery, and park jobs are all running smooth. We're good.
Nothing else. Barb James, anyone else have anything to bring forward under their purview, Mr. Watson?
The only brief thing, I did follow up on that Golden Acres property. I spoke with Jim Miller, the director of the Lorraine County Port Authority. He basically is not very concerned exactly what happens with the land, but he wants to get as much money out of it
Yep.
as he can.
Surprise?
Yeah, he's not in a rush. It's not listed, actively listed or anything. There has been some offers, so he kind of has an idea, but he was talking about the Midway Mall selling before, like, really moving
Talked
on
about
it.
that over a year ago, too.
Yeah.
So, come on.
Yeah, he was like the last piece of everybody, so I think it's like trying to get him, especially if there was an active offer, that maybe we could keep it moving forward.
There's definitely an active offer, and I think the county commissioners need funds. They don't need to be hanging on to land that's producing nothing for them.
Loans.
Yeah.
Loans.
Yeah. And as soon as that gets,
Loans and Port Authority.
yes. And we can't really move forward with trying to get the parks interested until that sells, because I know the current offer they have, and there were 2 developers interested, only one indicated a willingness to donate that area for parkland. I think I explained the only wrinkle they changed differently was that if we had funding and they provided funding, because that's what I told them, hey, we'd be expecting you guys to contribute, which they agreed to originally. They said, now, change a little bit, and I understand it. Well, if we provide this funding, we want to know it's only used for this park area. They didn't want us spending it, say, on the Middle Ridge Road Park or buying land somewhere else. They wanted to know it was going to be used for their development, because it then becomes a selling feature.
Right.
So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been over to the Sandy Ridge East. That's the latest addition to the Metro Parks in North Ridgeville, but that's real nice.
All right.
Go over there, check out their trail and what they put in.
I'll
Because
check
it'd be
it out.
something similar, though this one, because of the ravines, would be more expensive for a trail because it would require some bridging. More than a couple of 30-inch diameter tiles.
Okay. Anything else? Nothing else come before the board? We have one item under zoning I would bring up, a potential zoning violation. Building on Bechtel Road, a shed that ties to a complaint that was filed concerning shed being built, replacing an old one, and a drainage problem from that. The zoning inspector concluded that the shed was replaced, the original shed was replaced with a shed that did not get a permit, like it should have, and hence it's a violation. Second item would have been the original complaint, but that's all I have under zoning and complaint forms at this time. And in looking at anything else, I have nothing further to bring forth. Our next regular meeting is May 12th, 2 weeks from tonight, 7 p.m., Amherst Township Hall. I think that should anything arise, we'll refer to that meeting. But if there's nothing further to come before the board, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Okay, Lynch and Watson. Okay, roll call.
Lynch?
Yes.
Watson?
Yes.
Urick?
Yes.